Hey guys, welcome to the Skolo Online YouTube channel, the channel that is all about learning. In this channel, we'll do a whole lot of videos on a Python development, specifically using the OpenAI API to build exciting applications. Today, we're going to try and work with our OpenAI transcriptions API, which is the Whisper API. So what this API does is that it can convert an audio file into text that you can then sort of like transcribe videos with. So if you wanted to just read what the videos are all about, you could do that. But another interesting use case is you could then take this text API, the text that's generated from here, and feed it into something like an assistance API where you could then analyze the text and gather insights and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you in this video. For example, a good use case for something like this would be some of my videos on my channel. Let's say you see like this whole video that I done that is 2 hours long, because my videos also tend to be very long, and perhaps you don't have the time to go through the entire video, but you wanted to just sort of like analyze the video content. What you could do is that you could use what I'm going to teach you here today and download the YouTube video, use the Whisper API to generate text, text out of that video that you could then read in your own time. Or you could put that text back into the API and be able to analyze it, like talk to the video, so you could build one of those talk to video type applications, right? So before we get into it, let's get through the admin of the video that you're watching here today. Please remember to like this video and leave us a comment, because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you go to the bottom of the video and you open up the description box, as we call it, you will see useful content in there. If I say I'm going to link a link in the description below, that's where you're gonna find it. All right, and I will put also my contact information, social media. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find all of that, and video timestamps where possible. I will try and put video timestamps, but with what I'm going to teach you here today, you could actually use this information to transcribe your own YouTube videos and learn about them later using the AI or stuff like that, right? So let's get learning. So what you're going to need to continue with this video is, first of all, obviously you need an OpenAI account. So you need to have a working API token, or what you call it, like a working an API key. All right, so you're going to need an OpenAI API key to be able to do this. You're going to need a YouTube video. We're going to use we're going to use this one. So this YouTube video is called the Dev Day updates that I did. I think it was a 1 hour long video, right? And it was the video that we released in November, I think the 11th of November, after the OpenAI updates. And I called it OpenAI updates, everything you need to know about updating your Python code library, right? So we're going to download this video. So these are the steps. We're going to download this video, but we're going to download it using a Python library. So we're going to do everything in code. All you're going to need is the URL of the video. So using Python, we will download this video. After we've downloaded this video, we're going to download actually and focus only on the web P version, because if we look at our Whisper API, these are the type of files that the Whisper can take. So it can take MP3, MP4, MPEG, MP4GA, all these different types of video types. And of course, just out of top of my head, I'm thinking an MP4 version is going to be a bigger file size, because you can see over there's a limitation to the file size that you can upload, 25 megabytes. So we need to try and get our video as small as possible. So instead of downloading the actual video format, I'm just going to focus on the audio format, which should be a smaller file size. So I'm going to go with a WebM version of the video. So the library that I'm going to use allows you to download a WebM version only, okay? But you can use it to download any version of the video that you want. So we're going to focus on the WebM version. After we've downloaded the WebM version of the video, we're going to then put the WebM version in here. And with the example that I've done, I found that the video size was a little bit bigger than 25 megabytes. I'm also going to show you how to then split the video into different sizes so that you can have like a smaller video length audio length in this specific case, and then you can load the audio lengths, one after the other, right? So I'm going to show you all of that in this video. Later on, maybe if we have time, which I doubt we will, we can then take this text and input it into an assistant API, for example, and talk to it. But I think I might not get to that because I think once you have the text, you can watch some of the videos I did last week or the week before, previous two videos. I show you exactly how to use the assistance API to input a document and then be able to interact with the document. And you can even do it out of maybe we can do it out of the assistance, playground later on. Okay, we'll see. But for now, let's get started. So to get started, you're gonna need obviously Python. And I've written out the code for you here, but as not to confuse you, we're going to go through it step by step, all right? So the first thing that you need to do is obviously you need a command line in the same place where you're running all your files. And then we're going to need to install the libraries that we're going to be working with. So the PyTube is the library where all the magic happens. So just do pip install PyTube. PyTube is the Python library that allows you to interact with YouTube videos and download YouTube videos. So just do pip install PyTube. I've already installed it, so you can just install it and then run it. So if you go to the internet and you look for videos for websites like how to download, okay, let me not say how to download. Let me just say download YouTube videos, all right, to your computer. There's lots of websites that do this, right? How to download, let me say online, right? You can find websites like this, right? Download YouTube videos for free, where somebody just, you can paste a link there and click download, and then you'll see when you paste a link, you'll see all the different versions and you can immediately download the video into your computer. This type of a website, you could build it yourself. The reason why I'm showing this is not for you to use this to download the video. I'm showing you that with this PyTube library, you can actually replicate this website yourself and build your own how to download a YouTube video website. And then, if it gets enough traffic, you could advertise on that video and make money out of it. So this is a quick how to make money. I think I know so many people that are always trying to download YouTube videos and look for a YouTube downloader. Well, there you go. You can build your own YouTube downloader website using the library that I'm going to teach you, right? So after you've downloaded that, the next is to do PyDub. PyDub is a library that we're going to use later on to split the video, because more than often you're going to find that the video, even the audio file that you download later on, is going to be bigger than this limit that you have on the OpenAI. So for that, we're going to maybe need to split the audio into different sizes, all right? So pip install PyDub, all right? I've already installed this, so I'm not going to install it for it. But in your case, you will just need to run that command. After you've run that command, just in a clean Python file, just do from PyTube import YouTube, and then from that just import OS. I think we'll need that later on, but for now, maybe to delete the files from our things, because we don't want to keep all these files we're going to be working with. We're going to send it all over to OpenAI, then we don't need it anymore. All right. So once we've done that, we can get started with downloading our video. So let me see, where are we? This is what we need, all right? This is where we need. This is where we're going to be working from, all right? So I've written some of the files here. I'm going to start with the URL, okay? The URL is the physical location of where the file is. So it's of where the video is on YouTube, okay? So if you go to YouTube, say we want to work with this video, if you just go to the top of the screen there, you can just copy that URL, all right? And sometimes just be careful, sometimes it has a timestamp. So sometimes it has if you go back to a video you've watched before, let's say I go to this video there, all right, you'll see that this video has the watch, and then it has end, so it has some arguments on it, and it has the time is equals to 234. This just helps YouTube to navigate to where you were the last time you watched the video. So you don't need this second part of the video from the end part, which is the arguments or the on the URL. You can just delete from the end. T is equals to, you can delete all of that and just copy the the URL, or you can copy the URL as is with the end on it, and then later on, once you've pasted it somewhere else like that, then you can remove it later on. All you need is everything up to this end. So remove the end, and you need all of that. All right. So for me, the URL that I want to work with is this video I was in before. So this one, all you need to know about updating your code library. That's the one that I want to actually download, because I want to put it into an assistant and then I want to like interact with it, like learn from it, and, gather insights. What is this video about? Talk to YouTube video. And you can actually use this, what I'm teaching here today, to build a website application that people can just put in a URL, and then you do all of this in the background, and then they can then interact with the video. What is this video about? What can I learn from this video? What, give me the key takeaways. Can you summarize this video for me? Can you, those kind of things. Imagine you could build a website that does that for people. You could make money from that. Okay. So once you have the URL, this is what you need. All right. I'm just going to show you quickly. This is not important. So once it's not important to name the file exactly what it is named over here. But what I'm doing there is that I'm creating a YouTube object, and the YouTube object is this YouTube that you've downloaded at the top there, and it just takes in the URL, which is that URL there. All right. And from the YouTube object, you can interact with it. You can say, what is the title of the video? It will show you the title. And if you wanted to save the title as based on the if you wanted to save the video based on the title, you could do that. But I think I'm not going to save the video based on the title this time. I'm just going to give it my own name. I'm going to say this is my downloaded video. All right. So all I'm doing here is I'm just showing you. So let's run this in Python, so I can just show you quickly. So in Python, you could start by importing the YouTube at the top there. All right. And after you import the YouTube at the top there, you could then import the URL of the video like that. And then after you have the URL, you could create that YouTube object. All right. And that YouTube object, you could interact with it how you like. Like you could say youtube.title, and it gives you the title of the video. So this video, OpenAI Dev Day, all you need to know, that is the same title of this video that's here. You see, that's the title over there. So this just shows you that there's many things you can do with the video. And if you want to learn more, you can actually go into the documentation. So you can go into you can just search for at the top there. You could search for PyTube documentation. All right. And it will take you to this page, and you can read through all the things that you can do with the documentation. So you can find the streams, you can find the title, you can interact with the video for many other, you can download, you can find the different versions, the MP4, the MP3, and all of that. But we're not gonna worry about that for now. If you wanna, sort of like later on in your own private time, sort of interact with this library, you can read it off the documentation and figure out everything else you are able to do. But for now, we're gonna just actually get rid of that, and we're just gonna create the YouTube object, and then we're gonna give it our own file name, and we're gonna rename it to whatever we wanna name it to. Okay. So once you've done that, let's go back to what we have over there. Okay, so that's done. The streams. So the streams are very, very important. And I'm not going to go into the detail of everything we're doing with the streams. But what we want is we want to be able to filter the streams by audio only. So what YouTube does actually, when you upload a video into YouTube, it will go and create many versions of your video. So it will create even different video resolutions, so you'll have like the lower resolutions, the mid resolution, the high, and then they're all different file sizes. And then you'll also create audio files off of that, like it will create the WebMs and all of that. So you can see all the streams that are available by saying YouTube streams, and you can check that in the documentation. But I'm not going to cover all of that because it will take forever to try and show you all the streams. But what we're interested in for our use case is just the audio stream. So when we filter the streams, we're just going to look for the audio files only, because we want to be able to just get the audio files. And then specifically within the audio files, I actually want to get the WebM version. I don't want to get all the other audio streams, because you'll see when you filter the streams, you get a list of streams. So within that list of streams, I actually want to go into that list of streams and find only the stream that is a WebM file. All right. And then for that, I've written a function to do that. And the function that does that is over here. All right. So once I have my audio streams, I can loop through the audio streams because that is a list of streams. And then I'm going to just find the stream which has a MIME type of audio WebM. If you want to understand this code, go into the documentation and try and see what's going on with the streams. All right, I don't want to cover all of that in this video because this is not a a PyTube tutorial. This is more of just using PyTube to get what we want. So what we really want to get out of that audio stream is a specific audio stream that has a WebM type file. Okay. And then once we get that WebM type file, we want to get the I tag, because later on we're going to be able to use the I tag to download that specific stream. So once you've done that, you are able to actually go to the next one and get the I tag. Okay, so this one gets the I tag. So this one runs this function over there. So if you run this I tag function, you can get the I tag. And after you've gotten the I tag, you can actually download the stream. All right. So let me copy that over there and I'll show you. So once you have gotten the I tag, this I tag comes from this function of return I tag, and it takes in the audio streams, and then we loop through the audio streams and look for the stream which has a MIME type of audio WebM, and then we take that I tag from that audio stream so that we can collect the stream which has an WebM. Once we have that stream which has a WebM, we can that I tag of that stream that has a WebM, we can actually now download by I tag, get by I tag, and get that specific I tag stream. So this stream now that I can just call it stream. I don't have to call it D stream. This is now the stream that we want. From this specific stream, we can now check the file size, because we obviously want to make sure that our file size does not exceed 25 megabytes. If it does exceed 25 megabytes, we need to find a way to split the files into smaller files, all right? But for now, we're just going to check the file size, and then we're going to download that file and give it a file name. And remember, that's why we defined the file name at the top there. And we can specifically even put in the file type, because we know we are downloading definitely a WebM file, because we made sure that we searched for the MIME type of WebM, and we got that I tag that corresponds with that file type of WebM, and then we are able to download via I tag. Once we get that specific I tag, and then we are able to get that stream file name downloaded, and it will be downloaded just like that. So this how many lines from 927? About 20 lines of code allows you to download a video from YouTube and call it whatever you want to call it .webm, and then we're going to be able to take that WebM file and put it into our transcriptions OpenAI API using Whisper model and get out a text, right? And once we have the text, we can then do anything we want with the text. Okay, so let's run this in the command line. So we have the YouTube title, the video title. All right, I'm going to define my file name right at the top so I don't forget to define it later. And then I'm going to get the YouTube streams. So you'll see this audio streams, it just takes in that YouTube function. Let's paste that. It takes that YouTube object, streams, filter, only the audio, right? It takes a few seconds to run this function. And once it's run, if I actually now just print out or display my audio streams, you will see this audio streams is a list of streams. You'll see the stream number one. What you can even do, you can say for S in audio streams, all right? For S in audio streams, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just, show the S. Right, and you can see over there that this is a list of streams. Right, so the first stream has an I tag of 139. The MIME type is actually an MP4 audio. All right, and there's some other things in there. Progressive is false, and the type is audio. So this is still an audio file, even though it's an MP4 audio. This one is another MP4 audio, but you can see this is 128 kilobytes per second. This is 48. So these are different. They're going to be different file sizes. All right, and then over here you have the first, and then you have the WebM versions. So you have the 50 kbps WebM, the 70, and the 160. So you have different sort of like WebM versions, and this one is the one which is iTech 249, iTech 250, and then iTech 251. So you can also like check for the type ABR, the ABR that you want over here, but in my case I'm actually just looping through this list and taking the first audio WebM that I see, because if you look at my function, it's going to loop through, and the very first time where the MIME type, so if the stream.mime type is equals to audio WebM, the first one that's equals to audio WebM, I immediately get that iTag and I return that iTag. You understand? So I'm not even like, I'm trying to simplify this. I'm not even looking at, the kbps's, but these ones I think they give you the sort of the size or the version of the WebM. I mean, like the size of the WebM. So I think this is a smaller one, a medium one, and a bigger one. All right. So after we've done that, so you'll see what that does, and then so if I copy this function that that gets the iTag, and then I run it. All right, I run the function that I just copied now. Paste that in there, and then I look for the iTag that was returned. It returned 251. So you'll see it returned this one. It returned actually the biggest one. So you can have the smaller iTag, the medium iTag, and so forth. And you can even test my theory that this talks to this file of the WebM. I mean the size of the WebM file, because once you have an iTag, you can actually get the stream by iTag, and then you can download it, right? So let's say stream is equals to this get by iTag, and this iTag is going to be the 251 iTag. All right, and then after we have that stream, we can actually find the stream file size. All right, so let's check the stream file size, and you'll see this is 49, okay, 148238. So this is 49 megabytes. M is a million bytes, and a million is 6 zeros. So you just need to go 1 2 3. All right, 1 2 3. This is 49 megabytes. Okay, so let's try and get let's try and get another stream, and let's use a different. Let's just do this manually, getting the iTag. Let's take the smallest one here, the iTag of 249. Okay, 249. All right, and this iTag, when you put it in the function here, you don't put it as a string, you put it as a number. All right, and then let's get the file size of that. You see, this is now 23. 1 2 3 1 2 wait 1 2 3 1 2 3. So this is 23 megabytes, and 23 megabytes would have actually been sufficient for our Whisper API. So because our Whisper takes in up to what is the file size there? 25. So 23 will actually fit. So let's actually try and do it with the 23 megabyte. Let's try and use the smaller stream. Okay, so let's go and actually download the stream. Okay, download the stream. When you download the stream, it takes in a file name. Specifically, if you don't have to input a file name. You could leave it as blank and just say download and open close brackets. It will save the file according to the title that the YouTube object has. But the problem with that is that it will also have the spaces and stuff like that. And generally in Python code, you don't want to have file names with spaces, because they generally create errors. So it's always advisable to input a file name here, and you input a file name that you make sure does not have spaces. Easier rather use like underscore in the case of a space. All right, so we'll download that stream. It takes a bit, shouldn't take that long, but we can just wait for it to download that file. You can see now it has downloaded at the location, and it has downloaded it based on this file name that I've given it. I can actually exit out of this function now, and I can clear, and if I list all my files here, you'll see now I have this file name called download.webm. You see that file? So this file name remained. All right, so over here we can actually take this straight to Whisper. Hey, let's see, let's write our Whisper code in here. Let's get our Whisper code in here. So for that, we need to define OpenAI and define the client. And we need to actually input our OpenAI API key in here. Let me have a look there. Let me have a look at Assistant and see how I did it here. So I need to import config, all right, at the top. I need to import config, and then I need to just say config.api key. This is because inside of my config file, I've already defined the API key, and I don't want to display it in this video because that means I have to change it every week. So just trust me that inside of the config file, there is a variable called API key, and inside of that variable called API key, go and put your API key. So you'll have a file. Let's say your config file, you'll have the very first line saying API key, and then just paste it in there like that. And then once you've done that, you can come here and import config, assuming you call the file that, and then you can just say config.api key. And then when you do git, if you're gonna be pushing git or anything like that, just git ignore the config file so that it doesn't get pushed with the rest of your code. That's another way. That's how I like to do it, but I think one of the best way to do it is with the environment file. It is to put it inside of your environment and define environment variables, okay? But this also works for now for just demonstration purposes, okay? So we will import OpenAI. So we can actually, because we've already exited out of this, so we need to, let's just rewrite the code the way it's going to be on this side, okay? So we're going to import config like that, all right? And then we're going to say from OpenAI, import OpenAI like that. And then we're going to say the client is OpenAI and the API key is config.that. And then after that, we're going to do the audio file. We're going to say open, whatever the file name is. So let's do that. The audio file, we open this. This is now the file name, okay? And this file name, we can define it again over here. And we can say, what is the file name? It's this, right? If you remember, this is our file name. And then we can then open the file name as RB audio file, and then we can put it in here as a transcript. All right, create a transcript, and the transcript will be client audio transcription create. The model we're going to use is Whisper 1, and then the file will just be the audio file that you've defined over there, and then we can see what that what it equals. All right, so let's clear here and do Python. Open the Python shell, and let's import config. Let's import config. And by the way, to run this, just make sure you have updated your OpenAI to the latest version. So if you're watching this video for the first time and maybe you've used OpenAI before, like in the past, just remember to run the command pip install -- upgrade OpenAI. Okay, you need to work with the latest version of OpenAI because that's the one that uses a client. All right. Otherwise, the older versions are not going to work. So if you get an error running this line over here, just go and upgrade your OpenAI library. Okay. So once you've done that, let's define our file name and audio file like that. Right. And then create the transcript. Let's hope this works. I'm actually testing and running this for the first time. Okay, so that took quite a bit to run. It took quite a bit of time, but it is finally completed running. So just put some time into this, and it's not a quick process. So if you want to do an application with this, make sure that you, and it actually did the transcript, eh? Wow. And it's a long transcript, very, very long. So you can see there's a transcript.txt over here. All right. Hey guys, welcome to the Skolo Online YouTube channel, the channel that is all about learning. Well, this is usually how I start all my videos. So you can see that Whisper got this transcription perfectly. So what I need to do over here is to say text is equals to transcript.txt. So this is what gets the text out, okay? So if you do that and you just say the text, you'll see it gets you the text. And what you can do is that you can then save the text into a TXT file, all right, and then you'll have it as a text. You can read it, but ideally what I would like to do with this is to feed this back into like something like an assistance API, so that I can just sort of interact with the text. So like, what is this video about? Tell me more about this. What are the key takeaways? You know what I'm saying? So you can use this to specifically build, and I think I'll do that in the next video. So stay tuned, guys. I think for now I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna say that the text is now equals to transcript.txt. All right, it's gonna be equals to transcript.txt, and then next week I'm going to then take everything that I've learned here, and you can see the video that I'm going to work with. Let me just make sure I get the right URL, and I must just remember what I used as the dash. Okay, it's not there anymore, but I think we used 241. I'm trying to figure out the I tag that I used, but it doesn't matter. I can figure that out again. I can scroll through the I tags and find the I tag that has the smallest whatchamacallit, the I tag that has the smallest size, because then you can just do all of this in one step. But otherwise, the next thing that I was going to show you here today is how to split your video file into smaller bits, because what will happen more than often, especially with my YouTube channel, you're going to come across, because this was a 1 hour long video, and only the smallest WebM was able to be inputted into Whisper. But more than often, you'll come across a video that is a bit longer. So for that, you might need to split it. And that is why I downloaded this other library, okay? And the code for that is very simple, even though I won't do it in the video with you here today. But I'll include it in the tutorial next week, okay? You can use the audio segment, object to get the file, and then you can split that audio segment into 3 different sections, like 1, 2, 3, right? And then you can export it with the same format into the different video types, and then you can feed these ones one by one, so you can then loop through this video at the locations and run your transcript, and then you can append your text, and then you can. So I'll write this function for you next week, because I think I'll want to build a function that automatically looks at the file size, and if the file size is more than this 25 megabytes, it automatically decides how to split it. Do I split it into 3 or 2 based on the actual file? So if the file is now 100 and I need from 25, I need to split it into 4 pieces or whatever. So we can do that automatically, so that this number gets decided for you based on the file size. And then once you've decided on the split, you then loop through the split videos and load them one by one, and then you just append the transcript or text into one text file, and then you still write one text file at the end of the day. So that's going to be very interesting, and I'll do it like we'll start with what we call a Streamlit application, where you just input a YouTube link at the top and it does all of this in the background, and then after that you start talking to the YouTube video like, hey, this and that, and that will be very interesting. But I'll do that next week. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this is at least enough for you to figure out how to use the Whisper API. But but where would you get the content from? Download it from YouTube. I've shown you how to do that, and then feed it into Whisper and generate text. Okay, and we'll see you guys next week when we actually put all of this into a real application.